Hello, everyone. Happy Monday.
Monday.
Thanks for joining us. We're the Hatch Homes Group, and this is our Monday market update. And today we're going to talk about something that we talk about all the time on our meetings with our buyers and sellers, and that is our top 3 strategies to buy a house if you have a house to sell first. Super common. We've been
lately.
Yes, we've been doing this successfully for a long time. And these are our top 3 things that we talk about. The first one is rent back strategy, which I would say is probably one of the most common strategies that we use for sellers, right?
Yes, and that's when we negotiate for you to stay in your home after it's sold. So they've got typically 30 to 60 days on average to sell their home after they've purchased a new home, to purchase after it's sold. And in this competitive market, this has become increasingly common. So
yeah, it gives you the opportunity to sell the house, use those proceeds to purchase the next one, but not have to move immediately.
Yeah.
So it gives you a nice transition period, and you just have to find the right buyer that is willing and able to do that and negotiate that with you. So that's what we do for you.
Yeah, and we can talk about, like, when we meet, we could talk about this a little bit. It's definitely for sellers that we feel really confident we'll get them a buyer pretty quickly, maybe somebody aggressive offer on their home. And, the seller has to be willing to feel comfortable with that. Like, you're going to sell your house before you've probably found a house. So we can talk you through, those common emotional feelings that sellers go through when they choose this option, because we've been through it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the next is recasting your loan. So this is something that we can connect you with a great lender for who knows how to do this. But basically, you get pre-approved for what you can buy right now without selling your house. So I did this several times in the past 12 months with sellers that, they have pretty good income. They don't have much debt in general other than their house. And so they're pre-approved for a higher price for their move-up house, but it's really for a lower down, 3-5% conventional down payment. So they're going to buy a house with what they're pre-approved for. It's probably going to be a little bit higher monthly payment because they're doing a lower down payment to purchase it, but they get to move out. They get to move into their new house, and then we get to go into their old house, fix it up, make sure we're presenting it to the best of our ability. I had sellers that did this option, and they were pregnant. They had 2 big dogs in a small space. And they were like, I don't want to have to sell my house. I don't have to show it when I'm living in it like this, because it's just not going to show well. So it worked out super well. They bought their dream house, right? And then we got to hit the ground running, getting their home on the market, getting them an offer. As soon as they sold their house, they took the down payment, they took their equity, and they just put it, you can put it, what's called recasting. You put it towards your new mortgage. You don't have to refinance. It's a recast. And then you get the lower monthly payment once you've recasted. So
it's a great option.
Great option.
Not everyone can do it, but it's a super stress reliever. Just makes everything so much less stressful.
And you would be surprised. I've talked to so many people that are like, oh, I won't qualify. I won't qualify for a house that I want without selling. I just know it. Well, you don't know it until you talk to a lender. You would be surprised. I was surprised. I had some friends that were like, well, let's just see. And they were qualified for so much more than they thought without having to sell their house, because, they just actually, didn't owe as much on their house. So anyhow, great option if you can qualify for that.
And the third one is actually something that's kind of new to us. It was just introduced into the Oregon market. And it's called Knock Home. It's the home swap program. It is essentially Knock is the lender, and like it says, it's a home swap. So they give you a 6-month time frame to basically, it's an equity advance loan, kind of like a HELOC, but they're essentially giving you what you need to get a large down payment. You can buy the home before selling your current one. You get pre-approved, and you can move and pay only one mortgage. So it's not having 2 mortgages, because then you can sell your house immediately, or, as soon as it sells, and be moved out. And it's kind of like Angela was talking about, like recasting, but this is actually just paying one mortgage, and you have a guarantee backup offer. So they give you that 6 months. If it doesn't sell in that 6 months, then Knock will actually buy it from you. And you have a really good, there's a small fee for their services, but it's about what you would be charged from any lender. It's like 1.25% convenience fee, and that's based on the purchase price. And you can hold that equity that you get from them. It's basically giving you the equity line of credit, right? And you can use that partially for down payment, and then also partially to maybe remodel something in your home, or change the floors, or do something to fix up the house to get it ready to sell. And you still work with us as your realtor for both sides of the transaction. It just makes it a lot less stressful. And it's a really great option for people who can't get the recasting approval, but they have a lot of equity in their home and they know it, and you can use that to your advantage in a lot of ways. So we can talk about that and dive deeper when you set up a consultation with us. And if you're interested in it, like I said, it's a newer program to Oregon. But I think it's going to really be successful for a lot of people, because most people have a lot of equity in their home right now. And you do have to have 30% equity. So that's something to keep in mind. You have to have 30% equity in your home.
I'm really excited about this option. I think it's a great tool to help people. And in the past, we've had like bridge loans, but they're very expensive and very restrictive about how to qualify. So this is a magic option for a lot of people.
Yeah, like it really provides like a lot of certainty and convenience, right? It's all one-stop shop.
And I do want to say that, they're not in the market to buy houses. So that like buyback option, like they don't want to buy your house, so, and I think that is important, because I've, talked to a few people who are like, well, oh, okay, well, they, like they'll buy my house for what price, it's like, well, we're, the whole plan is that they don't have to, that's just the fallback. But
it's 6 months. It's after 6 months. And in this market, your house is going to it'll sell sooner than that. So let's talk about it more if you're interested in any of these options. Like we said, we can dive deep in what works for you.
Yeah. And I'll just say, like, we said top 3, there's always the 4th option, which is writing a contingent offer. We just don't fully suggest that, because it's just, you're not going to be as successful in this market with a contingent offer if your house is not on the market. You have to get your home on the market. Yes, you can write a contingent offer. Yes, we have gotten contingent offers accepted. However, if you could go these top 3, it's just going to be a better situation for you. And I would say, some people think, oh, contingent would be the less risk for me. Right. But it's the less successful route too.
Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty risky though, still, because when you have a contingency like that, a lot of times you're in bumpable position, meaning you can get your offer accepted based on that. But if your house isn't pending yet, it means another buyer can swoop in for that house you want to buy with a non-contingent offer and bump you out. So it's pretty risky.
It's a good point. Yeah.
But we're going to do a whole other video on that probably at some point. So we'll talk about that then.
Yeah. Reach out. Any questions on this? We love, creating these solutions to our clients' problems. And so we'd love to set up a strategy session with you. So thank you so much for watching and have a wonderful day.
All the
All right,
best.
have a good week.